So one thing I will have to say about low league ZvP is that there's a lot of skill checks in PvZ where you can just die to some timing attack or some random links here and there if you don't wall correctly and if you don't scout correctly. And I'm not sure at gold anyone has any idea what they're doing, so we'll see what's happening here. Redgunnerguy banking up minerals. He's doing currently the standard macro build for Zerg.
Actually, yeah.
That is not how you wall.
So we'll see, just a gateway going down.
Having a pylon on your wall is really dangerous because of a Bane bust, but...
Yeah, so the Banelings kill the pylon and just depower everything at the front.
A 16 pull from Redgunnerguy. This is... Basically you're trying... Well, 16 pull is not really efficient for anything, so you're just trying to scare your opponent into overreacting mostly. He does take an expansion as well. Though he's circling around the back of his Nat. I think he's trying to avoid a scouting probe, but there isn't one.
Actually, the Barcode Protoss actually going for a double gateway opener. Very fast cyber call also. So not planning to expand behind this.
I don't...
Actually, it would be very good for the toss. This really has 2 gates. You can just make a zealot. Actually, that pylon at the front complicates things because the zealot has...
Yeah, you can't have that depowered at all, so you're basically having to defend 2 positions instead of just holding the wall. You can do a 3-building wall on Triton just fine, so...
Actually puts a pylon down to try to scare the Zerg into thinking.
It's a cannon rush, but that's way too late for a cannon rush.
Yeah.
And there's links out already, so that's not happening.
He actually sees the links, which is very, very nice. So
this
just...
is somewhat a normal amount of links right now though, but well...
What unit do you think the Torch should be making? Stalkers?
Not a sentry for sure, definitely not Stalkers in PvZ.
Actually puts down a pylon, is there a wall? I think that's a full wall.
That's a full wall.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, the Torch
Oh no, but he's not... Oh, he cancelled the pylon.
Actually, that's not a full wall anymore because the sentry is actually...
Oh, the sentry doesn't pay attention to force field, this is...
No, actually, I don't think he'll pay attention.
Oh, it's over.
Instantly killed. Actually,
okay, finally force fields splits the links up into 2-2, but...
the Stalker is actually very, very important though. Because
Stalkers are very bad against links though, you really want an adept against this.
Actually, there's not a lot of links streaming across the map. Just 2 more links after this. Actually, Redgunnerguy should be making drones behind us.
Redgunnerguy has 2 queens out, but he's not injected.
Yeah. Actually, the Stalker's moving up to the ramp instead of to the wall.
I think he might be afraid of Nidus or some sort, but...
Yeah.
Usually...
yeah, so Bane Bust actually is the plan for Redgunnerguy.
This wall is so Bane Bustable. Win the moment the Banelings kill the Pylon.
There's a hole right there for links to
2 more gateways from the Protoss and finally the expansion, but gateway units are really bad against the
Yeah, do you think put the gateways at the front instead of in his mid?
If you put the gateway behind the pylon, actually no, that doesn't fit. This is just a really bad wall setup. Yeah. Yeah. Once the pylon gets killed, there's still 3 pathways for the links to get through, so this is just a really bad wall in general. And with a bad wall, you just die to a Bane Bust, there's no other way around it. Unless you open Stargate and you just get enough oracles out to hold somehow.
There's just a ton of slow links just at the ramp. Actually,
they don't even have metabolic boost, do they? They're getting it now.
Because the Toss doesn't have like adapt or anything, he doesn't know that this Bane Bust is coming, so he should die very quickly to this.
Yeah, this is how the game ends, I can tell. There's so many Banes too, there's more than enough to kill the pylon. And then there's nothing behind it.
Yeah, so and
he's making a robo facility, but that's...
We're just witnessing the end of the Protoss.
Oh...
So the powers, yeah, and
no GG.
no GG, just quits.